we've got Nick Marsman out with a foot injury for a couple of weeks, so CJ De Santos comes in, who's been sensational, I think, from day one of pre-season. I think he's going to be a top keeper, so I'm not concerned about that. But we do need Nick back. Robbie Robinson is still out for a period of time, I think. Ian Frey's back in full training. Noah Allen's back in full training. Robert Taylor's got a slight illness, so he's missed the last couple of days, but I feel as if he should be okay for the weekend. And we're looking forward to the game at the weekend against the team. Ben's done fantastically well. He's from a team that obviously struggled last year. He's strengthened. He's got them organised. They've won their home games. They're playing a good style of football, and we know it's going to be a really difficult game. And I feel as if it's a pivotal week for us as a group. 3 away games, 2 different competitions. And we need to pick up maximum points in those games. And you know, we've been here before. We've been here before last season. I've been here before for the previous 2 seasons when we've lost games, consecutive games like this, and we know exactly how to get out of it. And I'm 100% sure, convinced that with the group of players that we've got, that we will perform, we will get the results that we need, and we will be where we are at the end of the season, just where we want to be. So, apart from that, I think that was quite lengthy.
We'll get started with questions real quick.
I'm hungry, so I tried to wrap it all up in one, really.
Michelle, if you want to get started in the front.
Wrong way, Michelle. I mean, it's not March Madness anymore, you know. I mean, we don't have the.
It's been 2 weeks. I have a couple questions.
4
you don't
questions. Go on.
Okay. First of all, I did want you to talk about the 2 new players, and also just to clarify, this is not really quick. Kamal was here but can't train. Is that right?
He's in Miami.
He's here, but he
just can't train because of the visa status.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, so there's that. If you could just talk about both players, and you know, Dixon. You know, we've just talked to the players here that Dixon, they said, is very similar to Gregory. You know, he plays like him and all that. Just what he brings, and you know why he was brought in. And then my other question is. You said after the Dallas game that, you know, there will probably be some changes in the lineup, that you were very frustrated and some people were comfortable and whatever. Yeah. Are you still anticipating that 100%?
100%.
Okay.
I think we're really pleased to get Dixon and Kamal. I think just talking about Dixon, because obviously he's going to come in here after me. I think it's been no coincidence that since the injury to Gregory, our form has dipped. I feel as if in the games that we've lost, that there's been certain aspects of the game where we've played really well, but there's fundamental basic things you have to do in the MLS, and that's compete, be physical, be aggressive, be organised, have personality. And I feel as if in that midfield area we've just been lacking those qualities, and that's no disrespect to the guys that we've been playing in there, who are both fantastic players. We've just lacked that little bit more quality and I'd say more personality. And I think with Dixon, what we've seen over times when we've obviously scouted him and the short time we've had him, that he adds something to this team as a starter. And that's why I think it's so pivotal that we get the paperwork through on time. Like I say, I think it's doubtful, but he's going to improve the team. He's going to improve the qualities that the team need for the team to improve. I think that's the most important thing. Kamal is someone that I've admired for a long time. In my first season here, we played Montreal a lot. We had Montreal virtually on our doorstep because they were training because of the COVID. And I felt with the way that Montreal played, I felt as if he was the pivotal figure because of his composure, his qualities, his passing range, and he plays the type of football in the type of way that I like the football to be played, with real composure and bravery. And I think what he'll bring someone that 4 months ago was playing at a World Cup, so he's got great experience for a young guy. He's only 24, 25, and he will bring some leadership to the group, you know. And I think that's really important. I think we need men at this moment in time, and I think he brings a bit of leadership, a bit of organisation, communication, and stability to our team.
Next, we'll go to Franco and then Ian.
Phil, obviously you guys have had 2 weeks to analyze, fine-tune, work on things. This week's a big week for you guys. It's the start of three games in 7-8 days for you guys away from home, like you just mentioned.
Yeah.
That said, you've lost 2 key players, 2 starters in Drake Callender and DeAndre Edlin to U.S. men's national team duty.
Yeah.
I know it's a big opportunity for them, but what went into that decision, given that it's such a big week for you guys and they're practically not going to get this week to prepare for Saturday's game?
What went into them being selected?
What went into you guys releasing them? It's not an international window.
Well, I mean, if I'd have said to Drake Callender, you're not going to go and play for the US in your first camp, I think there would have been big trouble. I think we want our players to be playing at the top level. I want DeAndre to be starting tonight. I want him to play at the top level. I want him to go to a World Cup in 4 years' time. You want your players to play at the top level. You want Drake Callender, who I firmly believe, think about the Dallas game alone, he was incredible performance. So he deserves that call-up. They deserve to go and play against Mexico tonight. It's the biggest game probably for Americans, Mexico versus America. So I'd say that I'm the type of manager. I've been an international manager, and I think when players go away with international teams, they mix with the elite. They perform at the elite, they play against the elite, they're in an environment that's elite, they come back and hopefully they'll spread that eliteness to our group and their experience. You think about Drake coming back on Thursday morning, he's going to come back walking through that building even bigger than what he was against Dallas. So I hope that he's gone away, he's learnt from the other goalkeepers, the goalkeeping coaches, playing with the best defenders in the USA team, and he comes back and he's an even better player. And it's like DeAndre. I think DeAndre missed the camp in February. He's in this camp, and it's important that DeAndre keeps playing football at the top level. He's young. He's our captain now while Gregory's out, and I want my players playing at the top level. And because we've got no game, it was a no-brainer.
Next, we'll go to Ian, and then we'll conclude with Jose on the Zoom.
Thanks, Michael. Phil, the last time we talked, you had mentioned to me that Bryce was someone that you had considered was someone to invest in and build around. Just curious what changed in this past 2 weeks, and also that you bring in a record amount of money that probably will have to be used sooner rather than later. What are your plans in that short time frame?
Yeah, well, I think when we talked about the investment, I don't think you could invest. We invested $100,000, sorry. I don't spend pounds anymore. we spent $100,000 on an untried boy that was playing USL, some games for LAFC, and we turned him into a multi-million-dollar player in the space of 12 months. That we are incredibly proud of. The decision to trade him and Ari, because you gotta think about the fee we paid for Ari, and then obviously the fee that he went for with Bryce, is that it was an incredibly hard decision for me and Chris and the club to make. Why? Because we had an incredible connection, and Bryce was like my little boy. When the first day he arrived in Florida, he came to my house for tea with Harvey, and I knew he was a young boy away from his family. I wanted to make sure that he saw me as a father figure. Ari was an incredible professional, but sometimes you get offers that can change your season, and we felt that the offer that Montreal was making, plus the fact that we wanted Kamal, plus the fact that it gives us incredible flexibility now to go and get more another player or 2 players to add to our strength. I think it was too good an offer to turn down, and I think, being totally honest, we saw Bryce as part of this club's future as a developing young player, but the offer was too great to turn down. Plus, we thought about, this club, if you think about over the last 3 to 4 years or since its existence, we've always invested in DP10s. And that's not going to change come the summer. So there's always going to be a roadblock in the way for somebody that wants to play 10 and develop in a 10. So that was part of our reason. It was we thank both boys. Both boys were sensational for me personally and for the group. They fit into the culture. They worked every single day hard. We wish them all the best at Montreal, apart from when they play against us. They are our boys. And I'd say the same for when Damien Lowe left, that, you know, that you become attached to these players. I still every time, I still speak to Christian McCoon probably 3 times a month. Why? Because he was one of our boys. We got him young and we developed him, we sold him. That's football, that's the MLS. You know, and we had to make a big decision, but the decision was made to improve the squad and to help keeping us going forward. And you know, the window closes soon, and another one opens in July, and we hope to continue strengthening the team, whether it's in this window or the one in July.
Last question. We'll go to the Zoom. Jose.
Molly's back. Rotation, is it?
Hey, thank you. Phil, I want to ask you a little bit about, you know, the last few weeks and leading up to, you know, a very important week for you. Can you take us through your relationship with the ownership in tough times? We know how it is when team is winning, when team is having a good run. But during the tough times, how much do you talk to the ownership? And do you feel you're under pressure in the next 3 games here to perform? Because everybody in South Florida wants this team to win, and you have said it before. The ownership wants this team to win.
Yeah, we have to win. We have to win. I'm under no illusions about the you know, the task ahead. I said at the start of the season that this feels like it's the year where we've got to deliver. When you talk about pressure, the pressure is no different today than what it was on day one. I work for an ownership group that are winners in their own field, and they want to win for Inter Miami. They want to make Inter Miami one of the biggest clubs in the world with the best brand in the world, and they want to see a product on the field that's exciting. They want to fill the stadium. We're building a new stadium. They want the best players to come here. So I'm under no illusions about what's required in my role. You talk about we've been on this run before, and my experience is twofold. One is that we've been on this run before, and that we've come out of these runs, and we've gone on to finish 6th in the playoffs and had a really good season. And with every run that I've been on at this football club, like this one, is that you really show the strength of what you've got as a club, but in particular what you've got as owners. And the owners are 100% behind everything that we're doing. They live, they breathe Inter Miami Football Club, and they support as much as they possibly can. And what they want to see a winning culture, a winning performances, and success on the field and success off the field. And you know, this is the football world that we live in. It's a results business, and you know, I'm under no illusions that this week's pivotal. It's pivotal for the football club. You know, I don't think about myself. I think about how can we get results in the next 3 games to put points on the table, to build momentum, to climb up that table, to be in a position where we can attack the season. We can be in a position where we can play really good football, and we can progress into the US Open Cup, which is going to be a difficult game next Wednesday. So. Last season at this point, I think we had 1 point. This season, we've got 6 points. Now, I didn't like it last season, and I don't like it now. I think there's still more to come. But in terms of the support that I get from this football club, not once have the owners ever wavered on me. Not once have they ever doubted me. They've supported me. They've backed me. They give me confidence. They challenge. And that's why I love working for this football club, and that's why I'm so determined to succeed at this football club.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for joining. Have a great week.
Dixon coming in now?
Sure is.
Recording.
Numero 3, eh? Not 8?
No, 3.
We tried to get him to 8, but he wants 3. Yeah. No quieres 8, no?
No.
1, 2, 3.
Phil, thank you. Dixon, ahora solo con...
He speaks perfect English.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, no.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
1, 2.
Recording in progress.
Okay. Todo español. Todo español. 2 minutos, Dixon. Déjame arreglar aquí. You guys good back there? Okay. Awesome. We'll get started with questions. We'll get started with Michelle in the front. A reminder that if you ask in English, I can translate for you guys.
Okay. Bienvenido, Michelle Kaufman del Miami Herald. ¿Cómo encuentras el equipo y cómo es que llegaste aquí? Si nos puedes decir la historia un poco, cómo llegaste aquí en este momento.
Hola Michelle, hola con todos. Bien, feliz de estar acá, un gran club, una gran responsabilidad, dar un gran salto en mi carrera. He llegado, he encontrado un gran equipo competitivo que siempre en los entrenamientos me he dado cuenta que está para luchar, está para ganar cada partido y sí, gracias a Dios se dio la oportunidad de venir acá. Finalicé mi contrato ahí con el club que estaba y bueno, gracias a Dios estamos acá para dar lo mejor de mí.
Y tú juegas mucho con el estilo como Gregory. Todo el mundo dice que le recuerda a como tú juegas es como Gregory. ¿Puedes hablar de eso, del estilo de cómo tú juegas aquí?
Sí, mi posición es volante central, más defensivo, pero me acoplo a las necesidades del equipo, a las características que el equipo tiene. El cuerpo técnico me ha dado muchas órdenes de hacer las cosas bien. Ahora llego a reemplazar a un gran jugador, al capitán, y bueno, espero dar lo mejor de mí para que el equipo pueda hacer las cosas bien y poder ganar cada partido.
Next question, Ian, and then we'll go to Franco.
Thanks. Hola, Dixon. Por favor, mi español no es bueno. No es bueno. But in English, welcome. This being at this stage in your career to make a move to the United States, to MLS, what was it so exciting for you for this opportunity in this moment, knowing that this is, a 1 year, possibly 2 year deal for you?
Bienvenido primero. ¿Qué te emocionó en esta etapa de tu carrera mudarse a los Estados Unidos y a MLS, sabiendo que tu contrato es 1 año y opción por 2? ¿Qué te emocionó venir acá?
Gracias por la bienvenida. Sí, siempre quise jugar fuera de mi país, siempre quise dar ese gran salto en mi carrera. He estado en la selección de mi país, he jugado muchos torneos internacionales. Y sí, conozco al club, estuve acá con la selección, justo estaba parado en el estadio en un partido amistoso que tuvimos y dije, cómo quisiera jugar en este club, y gracias a Dios se dio la oportunidad. Cuando me lo dijeron no dudé, tampoco me fijé mucho en el tiempo del contrato. Vengo acá a dar lo mejor de mí, como lo dije, y poderme quedar muchos años más acá. Espero hacer las cosas bien y dar lo mejor para el equipo.
First, thank you for welcoming me. I knew I always wanted to play outside of Ecuador, and I'm happy to make the jump. I've played a lot of international tournaments. I played with the national team, so I knew it's something I wanted to do. And then here, I knew the club. I came with the national team, and when I was here, I said that I'd love to play here, and I just want to thank God for the opportunity. I didn't doubt that it would come. And in regards to the contract, it's 1 year with an option for the second, but I'm coming to give my best and give the best of myself, and then we'll see. I could be here for many more years beyond that. Next question, Franco.
Dixon, bienvenidos a Miami, a Fort Lauderdale. Franco Panizo de Miami Total Fútbol. Obviamente juegas como se dice acá, 6. En español sé que es 5. Pero tu estilo de juego, ¿cómo describirías tu estilo de juego? Porque no todos los 6 son igual, no todos los 5 son iguales. Entonces, ¿cómo describirías tu estilo de juego?
Hola Franco, ¿cómo estás? Muchas gracias por la bienvenida. Sí, como lo dije, mi juego y mi posición te obliga y te permite más a defender. Obviamente, cuando se da la oportunidad de llegar al arco, poder marcar goles. He marcado goles en el equipo que estuve y en los equipos que he jugado. Pero mi característica mayor es recuperar balones y tener el primer pase siempre claro para adelante para que el equipo pueda tener el juego limpio y y poder progresar en el juego.
¿Te gusta jugar al choque? ¿Eres más de anticipar y leer el partido?
Sí, me gusta intuyo mucho, me gusta poco al choque, pero cuando me toca hay que ir. Mi posición te obliga a recuperar siempre el balón y trato de recuperarlo de cualquier forma, yendo al piso, yendo a saltar, chocar. En mi posición no puedes estar cómodo, siempre tienes que recuperar el balón para que el equipo funcione.
Next, we'll go to Xavier on the Zoom, and then we'll go back to Michelle in front.
Hola Dixon, bienvenido a Miami, Xavier Guerrero, Lemon City Live. La pregunta mía es, estás ahora en la MLS, ¿qué conoces de la MLS y en el equipo de Inter Miami? ¿Qué conoces sobre el equipo y ya que estás aquí, qué piensas de los jugadores y del equipo y la liga en general?
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muchas gracias por la bienvenida. Sí, la seguía, justamente hay un compatriota acá en el club, siempre lo veía. Y sí, se ha hecho una liga muy competitiva, cada día crece más y bueno, te da las ganas y te da la voluntad de venir, hacer las cosas bien. Es un gran club, una gran infraestructura. Acá tienes muchas comodidades de solo llegar y preocuparte de estar bien futbolísticamente, físicamente, hacer las cosas bien. Y como lo dije hace un momento, vengo a aportar, vengo a dar lo mejor de mí para que el club siempre pueda ganar y pueda entrar a los playoffs.
We'll go to Michelle now and then back to Franco.
Tú jugaste con Leo, ¿no? Se conocen
En
de
contra.
la selección.
Sí, bueno, en la
¿Y
selección.
hablaste con él antes de venir aquí? ¿Tú consultaste con él o hablaste con él de algo de venir acá?
Bueno, como fue todo rápido, terminé mi contrato en el club que estaba y las cosas se dieron rápido, obviamente esperando y respetando a cada club. Poco pude hablar con Leo, cuando llegué conversé, pero en la selección cada que éramos citados siempre le preguntaba cómo es el ambiente, cómo es el club y siempre él me habló bien. Obviamente por algo sigue acá, está acá, dando lo mejor de él, pero bueno, te soy sincero, vine sin pensarlo y vine a ojos cerrados porque es un gran club.
Una ciudad de habla hispana.
Sí.
Dixon, llegas a un equipo que sí resalta de la MLS por su nombre, por David Beckham, que es uno de los dueños, pero el equipo atraviesa un mal momento ahorita. No vienes a ser el héroe, pero vienes a aportar lo tuyo, pero en lo colectivo, ¿qué se ha trabajado en estos días que has estado? Obviamente, seguramente te han dado tus funciones en la posición que tienes o que vas a ocupar, pero en lo colectivo, ¿qué se ha trabajado en este momento, en este tiempo, esta semana y media que has estado acá?
Bien, primero acoplándome. Tú sabes que en Ecuador son otras tácticas, es otra manera de jugar, otro sistema. Primero acoplándome de a poco bien, he estado entrenando, he estado poniendo mucho empeño para que las cosas se den rápido. No es fácil, pero a uno como jugador hoy está aquí, mañana está en otro lado y se tiene que acoplar lo más rápido posible. Sí, hay que hacer siempre lo mejor, hay que siempre dar lo mejor y sí, el equipo no viene con victorias, pero como tú dijiste, no llego como héroe, pero sí aportar y dar lo mejor de mí para todo eso remediarlo y seguir escalando en posiciones y bueno, que el equipo siempre pueda conseguir victorias tanto acá de local como de visitante.
Xavier, do you have another question?
Yes.
Go for it.
Dixon, aquí las barras son conocidas y los fanáticos como la familia. ¿Qué le dices tú a la familia en tu llegada? ¿Qué mensaje le das de aliento? Porque como dijo Franco, el equipo está caído. Vienes tú, también viene Kamal, vienen a aportar. ¿Qué le puedes decir tú a los fanáticos ahora que eres un nuevo miembro del equipo?
Bien, la barra, como en todos los países y todo el mundo, siempre te exige. Siempre te va a pedir que el equipo tenga victorias y que el equipo gane. Paciencia, confianza, que cada jugador, y bueno, me nombro yo, vengo a dar lo mejor, vengo a hacer lo mejor en cada partido, que siempre estén apoyando, siempre estén dando ese empujón, porque la barra es la que te empuja en cada partido. Y bueno, tuve acá la oportunidad de ver el juego la fecha anterior. Lamentablemente no nos fue bien, pero es una gran barra, una gran familia, como se dice acá, y solo eso, que nos dé confianza, que nos apoye, que el equipo seguramente va a empezar a ganar cada partido.
Thank you all for joining us. Gracias, Dixon. We'll see you again this weekend.
De nada.